This first part is simply a reflection, a chance to look back gently at the year we've lived. Christmas has a way of slowing time. The lights soften, the air feels quieter. The world, for a brief moment, stops asking us to hurry. Even the body seems to notice. Breaths deepen, shoulders lower. The constant forward pull loosens its grip, just enough for us to feel again. And in that pause, we're invited to look, not forward just yet, but gently backward. At the year we've lived, at the moments that shaped us, sometimes without asking permission. At the days that passed quietly and the ones that stayed with us longer than we expected. At the people who walked beside us and the ones who didn't. The ones who stayed close and the ones whose absence quietly changed us. This year carried joy, small joys, unexpected joys, the kind that arrive without ceremony, a shared meal, a familiar laugh, a moment of understanding that needed no words, and it carried weight, the kind you feel in your chest, in your shoulders. In the quiet effort it took to keep showing up, there were moments of closeness, laughter around a table, familiar voices, shared warmth, the comfort of being known without explanation, and moments of distance, conversations left unfinished, time that moved too fast, people we wished we'd held closer or spoken to more gently. Moments when we did the best we could with what we had at the time, even when it didn't feel like enough. And that's okay. Because love was never meant to be perfect. It was only ever meant to be present. Love lives in listening when we're tired, in staying open when it would be easier to shut down, in showing up when it's inconvenient, in choosing patience when pulling away would feel safer. Love is often quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up in small, ordinary ways, again and again. And health, real health, is part of that love. Not as pressure, not as punishment, not as another standard to meet, but as care. Health is energy. It's waking up with enough strength to greet the day, not perfectly, but honestly. It's the ability to sit at the table a little longer, to laugh freely, to stay, not just now, but for years to come. Health is choosing sustainability over extremes, choosing rhythms your body can trust, choosing kindness toward yourself, even when no one else sees it. And gratitude. Gratitude isn't pretending the year was easy. It isn't rushing past the hard parts. It's recognizing what carried us when it wasn't. The body that kept going, the heart that softened instead of hardened, the resilience that showed up on days we didn't feel strong, the lessons that quietly reshaped who we're becoming, not loudly, not all at once, but gently, over time. As this year draws to a close, alignment doesn't mean fixing yourself. It means returning to what matters, returning to what feels true, returning to the parts of yourself that were never broken. Entering 2026 doesn't require reinvention, only intention. A quiet decision about what you want to protect, what you want to nurture, what you're ready to stop rushing past. And that intention begins by pausing right here, in the warmth of this moment. In this next part, we pause to notice something important, what truly nourished us this year and what quietly drained us. Before 2026 begins, a Christmas pause on love, health, and what truly matters. Before another year begins, before the calendars fill, before the world asks more of you. There is value in stopping, not to plan, not to optimize, not to decide who you need to become next, but to feel, to notice how the year actually lived inside you. Not how it looked from the outside, but how it felt in your body, in your energy, in your patience, in the quiet moments when no one else was watching. Some days asked more than you expected. Some seasons stretched longer than you imagined. And some lessons arrived slowly, revealing themselves only in hindsight. Love isn't measured by how much we do. It's measured by how deeply we're present. Often the people who mattered most this year may not even realize it. They were the ones who stayed when things felt uncertain, who listened without trying to fix or rush you forward, who allowed you to be honest, even when the truth was uncomfortable. Love doesn't always arrive in big moments. Sometimes it shows up quietly, in consistency, in safety, in being able to exhale around someone without explanation, in being seen without having to perform. And health, when we strip away trends, rules, and expectations, is really about sustainability, not intensity, not extremes, not punishment disguised as discipline. Sustainability asks gentler questions. Can you live in a way your body can support for decades, not just months? Can you rest without guilt when rest is needed? Move without punishment when movement is meant to support you? Eat without fear, control, or constant correction. True health is quiet. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand perfection. It whispers consistency. It's built in sleep that comes regularly, in movement that feels supportive, not forced, in food that nourishes instead of negotiates your worth. Health is learning to listen before the body has to raise its voice. And gratitude doesn't erase the difficult parts of the year. It doesn't deny loss, disappointment, or exhaustion. It reframes them. It says, this shaped me, this strengthened me, this clarified what I value. Gratitude allows us to carry wisdom forward without carrying the weight. Before 2026 begins, ask yourself gently, what drained me this year? Not just physically, but emotionally. What nourished me in ways I didn't expect? What did I keep doing out of habit, obligation, or fear, even when it no longer fit? What quietly gave energy back when I finally allowed it space? What am I ready to release, not with anger, not with resentment, but with peace? You don't need to carry everything forward. Some things were meant to end here. Patterns of overgiving, expectations that were never truly yours, versions of yourself built for survival rather than alignment, not because they failed, but because you've changed. Let this be the pause before the next chapter, a breath, a clearing, a moment of honesty with yourself, so something truer can begin. And finally, we look ahead, not with pressure, but with intention. What if 2026 wasn't about doing more, but about living better? What if success wasn't louder, but calmer? What if growth didn't require constant striving, proving, or pushing, but allowed space for presence? So much of life teaches us to move faster, to add more, to chase improvement without ever asking what it's costing us. But meaning doesn't live in speed, it lives in attention, in noticing how your days actually feel, not how productive they look. More meaningful conversations, more care for the body that carries you through every season of life, more days that feel lived, not rushed, not endured, not simply survived. Meaning isn't found in accumulation. It isn't found in busyness, productivity, or constant self-improvement. Meaning is found in alignment, in waking up without dread, in moving through your day without rushing yourself from one moment to the next, in choosing habits that protect your energy instead of draining it. Meaning shows up when your life feels sustainable, not impressive, when your nervous system feels safe, when your body isn't constantly bracing, when rest no longer feels like something you have to earn, in relationships that feel honest and reciprocal, where you don't have to perform to belong, where you can be quiet, uncertain, or imperfect. and still be held. In 2026, meaning might look like this: sleeping well, not perfectly, but consistently; moving often, not intensely, but naturally; eating simply, without fear, guilt, or rigid rules. It might look like fewer commitments, but deeper presence within the ones you keep. It might look like choosing quality over quantity, depth over noise, peace over pressure. Meaning might be saying no, not because you're withdrawing from life, but because you're choosing where your life goes, and saying yes, not out of obligation, but because something feels quietly right. Protecting your peace like it's sacred because it is. Peace is not laziness, it is clarity. It allows you to hear yourself again, to feel what aligns and what doesn't, without forcing an answer. You don't need a perfect plan for 2026. You don't need a detailed roadmap or rigid goals. You need a clear compass, one that points toward love, toward health, toward gratitude, toward a life that feels steady instead of strained. As this year closes, let meaning, not momentum, lead the way. Momentum keeps you moving. Meaning tells you where to go. Because a meaningful life isn't built in a rush. It's built quietly, intentionally, one aligned choice at a time. And 2026 doesn't need you to be more. It doesn't need reinvention. It doesn't need urgency. It doesn't need constant self-correction. It just needs you to be present. As this Christmas season settles in, and one year gently gives way to the next, remember this: you don't need to rush forward. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to become someone new to be worthy of what's ahead. You are allowed to enter 2026 exactly as you are, a little wiser, a little softer, carrying what truly matters and releasing what no longer fits. Let love be the way you measure success. Let health be an act of kindness toward your future self. Let gratitude steady you when the world feels uncertain. The year ahead doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for presence. More listening, more care, more meaning in the moments that often go unnoticed. If you choose alignment over pressure, connection over distraction, and intention over urgency, 2026 won't just be another year. It will be a year that feels lived. May you enter it rested. May you enter it grounded. May you enter it connected to yourself, to others, and to what truly matters. And may this season remind you of something simple and true. You are already enough. Right here, right now. Comment, subscribe, and share for ReInspired.
I hope this video brought you value and re-inspired you. If so, please subscribe, hit like, and leave a comment. And if anybody you know could use a little re-inspiration, please send it to them. Thank you so much for watching.